Did you know that in 2025, nearly 43% of billionaires plan to boost their real estate investments, while 42% aim to buy more developed market stocks? So the question is, what are the ultra-rich actually investing in for 2025, beyond the headlines and hype? Let's find out. For decades, billionaires played it safe, loading up on public stocks, buying trophy homes, and letting hedge funds handle the rest. But that traditional playbook is now getting rewritten. In 2025, the world's wealthiest are making bold, unconventional moves. The same UBS billionaire report that once showed a reliance on real estate and equities now reveals something new: diversification with purpose. Around 43% of billionaires still plan to grow their real estate portfolios this year, but with a smarter twist. And 42% are still in developed market stocks, though not in the usual blue chips. The mindset has evolved from preserve wealth to build control. Family offices and private investment groups are no longer satisfied being silent investors. They're hunting for direct ownership in companies, infrastructure, and private credit opportunities. These people don't want middlemen. They want influence, leverage, and inside access. And the reason is simple. 2025 is not a predictable market. Inflation pressure, global elections, and tech disruption have turned safe bets into uncertain plays. Billionaires understand that power comes not from playing the same game, but from owning the board. They've shifted from portfolios filled with funds to ecosystems of opportunities. Venture capital, private markets, clean energy, AI-driven automation, these are not just buzzwords anymore. They're wealth engines. When you think billionaire, you probably think of tech, and that's still true, but not in the way it used to be. Tech isn't just a sector, it's the bloodstream of billionaire wealth. In 2025, over 400 billionaires worldwide derive their fortunes directly from technology, more than in any other industry. But here's what's interesting. The new rich aren't just investing in Apple, Microsoft, or Google shares. They're getting in before companies go public. Think private rounds, strategic co-investments, and seed stage entries into sectors like artificial intelligence, biotechnology, space tech, and renewable infrastructure. Why? Because the upside is asymmetric, meaning the risk might be high, but the rewards are massive. Many billionaire-backed family offices now act like mini venture funds. They invest directly in startups, not just for profit, but to shape industries themselves. In 2025, AI startups continue to attract billions, but the ultra-rich aren't just throwing money blindly. They're targeting the backbone of innovation: AI infrastructure, data centers, chip manufacturing, and next-gen computing. Another major hotspot: biotech. With global populations aging and health tech booming, billionaire investors are backing gene therapy, longevity research, and biomanufacturing startups. They're not investing for quarterly returns. They're investing in the future of life itself. Private markets are also becoming the billionaire playground. Instead of competing in crowded stock exchanges, they're buying pieces of companies quietly, directly, and globally. They prefer privacy, control, and exponential growth, not public drama. Yes, billionaires still love their penthouses and beachfront estates, but 2025 has completely redefined what real estate investing means for them. Gone are the days when luxury mansions were the ultimate status symbol. Now, the world's richest are putting their money into functional, futuristic real estate. Think data centers, logistics parks, solar farms, and AI-driven smart housing. These aren't glamorous purchases, but they're immensely profitable. Data storage demand is exploding, e-commerce logistics are globalizing, and renewable energy infrastructure is becoming the next oil field. Billionaires understand that the future is built on land, but instead of buying land for luxury, they're buying it for utility, for power grids, tech parks, and even climate-safe housing projects. In 2025, many ultra-wealthy investors have also shifted their eyes toward experience real estate. That means hospitality investments tied to luxury branding, private islands, boutique hotel chains, or immersive resorts. These assets don't just generate income, they reinforce influence, status, and global presence. At the same time, younger billionaires are entering new markets, from Dubai's innovation zones to Singapore's tech corridors and Europe's green architecture hubs. Real estate is no longer about where you live, it's about where the future grows. Wealth today moves faster than ever. The billionaire class isn't just diversifying assets, they're diversifying citizenships. In 2025, the U.S. still holds the majority of global billionaire wealth, but the trend of relocation is accelerating. High taxes, stricter regulations, and political uncertainty are pushing billionaires to seek out new financial homes. We're seeing massive inflows of wealth into places like Singapore, Dubai, Switzerland, and Portugal, countries offering stability, tax-friendly laws, and access to international markets. It's not just about money, it's about mobility and influence. Having multiple residencies means multiple financial options. A billionaire might base their tech fund in the US, operate a family office in Singapore, and hold real estate projects in Eastern Europe, all at once. Emerging markets are also getting more billionaire attention. Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America are attracting new private equity investments as infrastructure, digital connectivity, and manufacturing capacity explode. For the ultra-rich, 2025 isn't the year to stay local. It's the year to think planetary. Now, not everything about billionaire investing is about chasing high returns. A lot of it is about protecting wealth and preserving it for generations. That's why many are quietly expanding their portfolios into alternative assets. Gold, silver, rare art, vintage cars, luxury watches, and even collectible whiskey bottles are finding their way into billionaire vaults. Gold remains the timeless favorite. In uncertain economic times, around 40% of billionaires plan to raise their holdings in precious metals. It's not just nostalgia, it's strategy. When currencies wobble, tangible assets shine. Art and collectibles are another interesting move. For billionaires, these are not emotional purchases. They're calculated plays. Limited edition art, rare coins, and museum-worthy antiques not only appreciate over time, but also offer non-correlated returns, meaning they move differently from stock markets. But perhaps the biggest shift in billionaire psychology is about legacy. They're not investing just for their lifetime. They're building empires designed to outlive them. That's where impact investing and sustainable wealth come in. Clean energy, ocean conservation, climate tech, and global education programs are seeing massive billionaire participation. The modern rich don't just want to make money, they want to make history. They're funding research into aging, longevity, and human potential. Not for philanthropy alone, but because the next trillion-dollar opportunity could come from solving existential problems. 2025 billionaire investing is about purpose-driven capitalism. It's a blend of growth, protection, and meaning. So you're probably thinking, that's great for billionaires, but what can I learn from this? Actually, a lot. The first lesson, diversification is power. The rich never rely on one asset or one market. They build safety nets through variety, stocks, real estate, alternatives, and even geography. The second lesson, think long-term. Billionaires don't obsess over weekly stock fluctuations. They look at 10 to 20-year themes. You can apply that too, by investing in sectors shaping the future: tech, energy, healthcare, and infrastructure. Third, access matters. You might not be writing seven-figure checks, but you can still participate. Crowdfunding platforms, REITs, ETFs, and fractional investing are ways regular investors can mirror billionaire strategies on a smaller scale. Fourth, study their mindset. Billionaires don't panic when markets dip. They see opportunity. They know volatility creates entry points. Adopting that mental framework can be more valuable than any investment tip. And finally, Build legacy early. You don't need $1 billion to think like one. Invest in things that last. Skills, relationships, knowledge, and long-term assets that appreciate with time. Crazy how billionaires aren't just chasing shiny objects anymore. They're stacking layers of strategy, purpose, and power. From tech startups to gold vaults, from real estate to climate ventures, their money isn't just working, it's evolving. If this opened your eyes to how the ultra-rich really think about investing, drop a comment with which trend surprised you the most. Hit like if you found it valuable, and share it with someone who dreams big. And hey, if you love learning how wealth and power move behind the scenes, don't forget to subscribe. The next one dives even deeper into billionaire money moves you've never heard of. See you there.